Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC out here at the Avon Parkfield. All right, maiden time with the 80mm E-Flite Habu XS. Now I'm going to take off in my trimming mode, which means the gyro is all turned off. Make sure she's all trimmed out, and then I'll switch to AS3X Plus. And once we land, as long as I don't crash it, once we land, get it all taken care of, we're going to go back to the bench and go over the battery. I'll go over my settings, go everything as I told you in the unboxing build I would do, because I want to show you the flight settings and everything in practice and in live before prove them to you before I share them with you. All right, let's take it up and have some fun with her. We got a HCL 5200 SMC regular LiPo in there. There's basically no wind, a small amount from the west, northwest, so I'm going to go down that end of the field, take off. By the books as far as flaps go, and same thing with the flying settings are by the book. AS3X setting gains are by my own best estimate guess. I know you can go in there and freeze the settings and everything, but everything's adjustable on the knob anyways for me. All right, right, left, up, right, left. All right, there is no wind at all.
Yeah, baby, we're starting this party over.
And really no wind at all. Gonna be at high rates in the trimming mode right off the bat. Okay.
Retracts tucked away.
All right. He's a little bit of up elevator. Not too bad. Still in trimming mode now.
You can make the setting if you don't even have to.
AS3X mode.
All right. Then AS3X mode.
3 minutes.
We'll do the same thing, I just ignore it.
Good flying jet though. All right. Let's see what she can do now. Take it up.
Oh, there's so much to go.
Are you losing her?
Yeah. No, time flies when you do.
Good flying jet though. Very good flying jet. All right.
The gear is down and ready to land.
Let's stay full right on the screen.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
It's not going to take much longer. Maybe about 10 minutes.
Gonna have to go around again. I don't think I put the flaps up from landing, from takeoff flaps, now I think about it.
Yeah, but 4.14 is good enough. Is that full charge?
No, 420.
Oh, okay, 420. Okay. And this one here, you're up to 418, so you're getting close.
Yeah, one's on 420. I got two of them at 420. They're almost.
You'll be down before I am. But I'll be
Yeah, look at this stupid. This might throw it off. Anyway.
I'm going to plug it in. I'll take it.
Yeah, only go plug it in.
All right.
Take off flaps.
We're going to take off from right there. You got her now? Okay.
Flaps up. Retracts tucked away. Time remaining 1 minute.
Great sounding jet.
The gear is down and ready to land. Landing flaps.
Okay, that's what we want.
Yeah, this one here reads wrong.
30 seconds.
Man, that's a good flying jet right there.
Yeah, see, you got yeah, you got just a little bit here.
Yeah, probably about 10 minutes. But I put 4 batteries.
Where are you doing?
I'm awfully high. I'm going to go around.
20 seconds. Flaps up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I bought a house down there about
10.
and need a lot of work there. Yeah, we got a remodel.
Landing flaps.
I'm going to get a couple guys in there now. I got one window I'm going to replace. It's a jealousy window.
All right, I'm going to have to go around again.
Greg, land the baby. Your fun is over.
Where's the heat at? Where's the heat? Anyway, they did it. Well, then they took me a humidity stat in the house. Okay. So I can run it, and when I'm not here, I can put on humidity. A certain amount of humidity. Yeah, and then your air conditioner won't run me.
Yeah, you're supposed to like
Braking. Cruise mode. Flaps up.
Alrighty. I gotta tell you, that's about one of the best stress-free Maidens I think I have ever had.
Braking. Cruise mode. Mode
All right.
filled out and silent.
28 seconds over on a 4-minute timer. Let's we're gonna change batteries, get another flight in, do some more testing, but we're gonna check this battery. Right, this is not a smart battery, so I can't give you the voltage on the transmitter, but we're gonna check it from here. Now I got another exact same battery charged up and ready to go, and we'll swap out batteries here in just a second and we'll continue on. Yeah, 38% left. So 4 minutes is perfect with a 5200 HCL. All right, we're going to just pause the video here. We're going to change batteries and we'll come back and do another battery, and then we'll do both battery reports and do an after flight and show you all my settings after that. So stay tuned, we'll be right with you. All right, we're going to continue on with the Maiden. Got a fresh 5200 HCL SMC pack in there. This time I want to establish stall and just do a clean stall. Just holding off on the elevator and see how she glides, see what wing drops, and then I'm going to do a regular stall where I'm going to get back off the elevator or the throttle, hold up elevator, and just see which wing was going to drop on me, and then to fly around, see how my flap settings are. You know, I think my flaps are perfect. So go down here.
How many? 7.
Alrighty, get on that center line.
Take off flaps.
Now I'm happy with my trim and I'm happy with my AS3X, so I'm going to leave it in AS3X now. She did need a little bit of up elevator where I had my 5200 timer, and
Yeah, baby, we're starting this party over.
yeah, baby, we're starting this party over. So reset my timer, 4 minutes, high rates, and we'll go this time after this flight. We'll go over our rates and everything back at the bench. Alrighty, here we go.
Are you following this tour? You already have that in there?
Retract flaps up.
Took it up for the initial flight.
All right, power off. And all she does is just starts gliding down. All right, I'm going to do the same thing into what little wind we have. Power off. And see, she just starts gliding down. All right. Which is awesome. All right, now we're going to do power off. I'm going to hold up elevator. Up elevator, up elevator, up elevator, up elevator, up elevator. Looks, really, she just kind of, she just glides. Wow. I gotta see that again. Up elevator, up elevator, up elevator, up elevator, up elevator, up elevator. She just starts gliding. Little wind pushing her off the side. What an incredible stall. Very little elevator needed.
3 minutes.
Very little elevator needed for inverted. All right, let's kick it up. We're gonna take it straight up. Snap roll.
Yeah, sure. I've never done it.
The gear is down and ready to land.
All right, what a great flying, easy, low stress jet. Man, talk about your low stress jet.
Landing flaps.
Out of the power now. Gliding in. Gliding in, gliding in.
Flaps up.
Little touch and go action.
Retracts tucked away.
Sweet. I don't know, I guess. Yeah, I never adjusted.
I mean, I'm not doing anything too crazy with the jet.
The gear is down. Time remaining 2 minutes.
All right, I want to try doing a landing now with the wind, or touch and go with the wind. No flaps.
I don't still be in the wet set.
How about a touch and go without, with no touch? Let's try that again. Tell you what we'll do, we'll actually use,
Landing flaps.
we'll use flaps this time.
I think that we could fly it, try it, and you can adjust it. Wait till he gets done.
Yeah, wait, wait.
I'll let you fly
I
it.
thought you had it zero.
Flaps up.
Oh man!
Retracts tucked away.
What a great flying jet. You loser?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yellow plane, blue.
You got her back?
In my eyes. Yes, I got her.
Landing flaps.
All right, come by dirty.
The gear is down and ready to land.
You'd have to actually
Flaps up.
I'll let you do it, Doug. They're not.
Like I said, I'm not doing anything too nuts with her. Brand new plane.
Landing flaps.
Out of the power now. Out of the power. Back in about an 1/8 power.
Maybe when I bang this up and reglue it.
Braking. Cruise mode. Flaps up. 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Remember, our grass out here is not set for a runway. Okay, so I'm not really going to do grass hops with this one.
Braking. Cruise
But
mode.
I'll tell you, this is a great flying jet. This is what I call no stress jet. That's my catchphrase for the Habu XS, no stress jet. All right, let's take it back to the bench. We'll go over both battery reports, and I'll go over this battery report and go over all my settings and what I just flew in. Alrighty, let's go over the this battery first. Then I'll show you the placement. We'll go over CG first. Okay. So I can get my checker in there. All right, 42% left. So honestly, I could have set it for 4.5 minutes easily, but 4 minutes is still a good conservative number. If you're going to really give it the beans, keep it at 4 minutes with this kind of a battery. It's a 5200 SMC. If you had maybe, I don't know, maybe a little more efficient battery, I don't know. You might be able to get 5 minutes out of it, but 4 minutes is good. Is a good conservative number for my style of flying. Let me show you the battery. Actually, honey, if you'll come here and then go back, I've got this 5200 about maybe 1 finger length or width in from the very front to where you can see that I haven't moved these straps. This is where they are stock. There's your receiver, and that's the whole inside setup. Okay, that black patch is where I'm going to put the GNS performance analyzer when we get a speed run here in a little while. Alrighty, let's go over our CG. CG on the plane is 125 millimeters back from the leading edge root. That's where the wing first touches the fuse, and they tell you in the manual that's plus or minus 10 millimeters from there. Well, I put it right on the CG at 125. I got some marks right there. I like checking CG with the gear down as if she's about to land, because that's when CG is the most important anyways. And she's basically perfectly level on that middle CG part. Basically, yeah, perfectly level right there on 125 for where I have that, and that's a 5200 6S. All right, let me show you my flying rates now, and then we'll go over my AS3X settings. Actually, no, let me show you the flaps first. Flaps are by the book, according exactly how they say to put them. Okay, flaps up are 100%, no mix, obviously. Takeoff 65% with a 3% down elevator mix.
Landing flap.
And landing is 30% with a 7% down elevator mix.
Takeoff flap.
Okay, but that's the way it was by the book, the first settings I told you. All right, now let's go over rates, the flying rates, my high rates. I flew in high rates the entire time. Ailerons, now I know I've been doing a lot of expo lately, but not today. The ailerons 100% with 20% expo. Elevator 100% with 20% expo. And rudder, now here's a little different, 100% but with 50% expo. That helps with my steering. Okay, let's go over our forward programming.
Motor chilled out and silent. Safe to pick up.
Okay. The gains are set at one-time gains. Roll 28%, pitch 42%, and I left the yaw at 60%. Okay. Priorities. Roll and pitch both at 100, yaw at 120. Didn't do anything with heading. Stop lock all at 50 on roll, pitch, and yaw. Did nothing with release rate. Gain sensitivity at one-time gains, and I don't have an open channel to do the nose wheel gyro, so I don't have a nose wheel gyro going. That's one of the reasons why I put so much expo in the rudder for the steering. Now, just like Model Aviator was mentioning, out of the box, she did want to pull off the right when taxiing. I did it at the house, and it was a heck of a lot easier to just, as he suggested, and I didn't watch all of his video. I did this by default and went and watched his video to get any tips, and sure enough, that's exactly what we both came to the same conclusion. It's a heck of a lot easier just to undo your ball link servo hinge or your push rod here, and then just adjust it to straight once you've used sub trim to get your steering straight. Steer it around, make sure you got it straight, and then adjust your rudder accordingly, and you've still got monster throw on your rudder, so you're fine on that. Now, something I found, I don't know if they're taking, this is something you really need, and this is serious, you need to take I think they took a page out of Freewing. All the ball links were in the easy to attach section, or were in the easy to detach setting physically, okay? You must, all of these ball links, when you get them, there's two parts, it's kind of subtle, but there's two parts to a ball link, okay? When you first get it, you're going to notice that their ball link clevis kind of sits, it looks like it's just barely on there, but it's attached. Don't leave it there. That's just so you can easily detach it and trim it and adjust it if you need to, but then come back and take a ball wrench or a pair of needle nose and pop them in, and every single one of these had to be popped in. So I don't know if yours will be that way, but every one of mine I had to pop in and completely seat them. Otherwise, you're going to fly along and something just by vibration of flying stuff is going to let go, and you're going to lose control of that control surface. You know, and if that happens to be an elevator at the time, that would be bad. And the only reason I noticed it was when I attached the original push rod for the rudder. When I was assembling it, I had to pop it into place on both parts, and I said, oh, I can't remember if I popped the first part in. I went back off camera, and sure enough, I had to pop it in, and then I said, let me just check them all, and I had to pop every single one of these in place. So make sure you do that, okay? But other than that, and that's actually a good thing they do that, because it makes you have to check things, but it also gives you the ability to easily making adjustments if need to. Things I don't like about the plane. I don't like the fact that this nose cone is just bare foam. I like the fact that this is all hard plastic, so if I want to sit on the nose, but it's almost like they know they're going to be making money selling these, because this should have been hard plastic. These lights are nice. The lights are very nice. They're done right, they're proportional, but they're way too dim. They need to be brighter. Neither one of these things are deal breakers. They are just things that, to me, they could have improved upon. This nose cone should have been all plastic, okay? The lights could be a lot brighter. I'll see when they're low light flight later on, we'll do a speed run, maybe we'll be able to see them a little bit better. But neither, like I say, neither one of those are deal breakers. Now, the things I love about this plane, I love the fact that they've got hard plastic cladding around lots of wear points, like on the ends of the rudder here. You've got on the wing tips, you've got some skid plates there. You've got several wear places. Now, I wish they would have put some plastic around the inlet here, but it's not absolutely necessary. Just don't be grabbing it there. I love the way the wing went on. I love the assembly. It was perfect. I love these gear. The reverse thrust works perfectly, unlike on the Airbus Neo. The reverse thrust on this is absolutely very effective. And one thing I noticed when I was adjusting this plate here, to take this off to adjust it, this is all hard plastic. It just pops into place. That's something you don't see unless you get one. There's just little things here and there. They're just improvements, things that they've done. They've listened to their viewers, they've listened to their customers, and this is a great plane. Now, something else I like is you see how this is a hard plastic. If you look, the rudder doesn't touch, and I think that last Habu, the SS, would touch. I haven't tested this yet, but let's see. I'm thinking you can stand this on its exhaust tube. Yeah, look at that. And that's there. You're to stand on the plastic exhaust tube. So you could, you know, leave this in the corner up on its tube there, and you're not going to touch anything, just the plastic. So that's a good way to store if you want to put her in a corner like that. But yeah, I'm very impressed with this plane. We'll get a speed test next. I don't know if I really have the battery to get up over 120, but I'm pretty sure I can definitely get over 100. All right, well, folks, thank you so much for watching. Camera Precious, the one who bought this for me, behind the camera right now. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good, and thank you, family, for playing God is Good. And don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and Habu XS. Bye-bye. Hey folks, all right, going to take the Habu up for the third time. We're going to do a speed run. First part will be straight and level into the wind. We'll land, get a recording, and then we'll take it up again, a hard dive, just see how fast we can make it go. All right, make sure we're reading. Huh? All right, we're reading. Okay. Actually, see the lights a little bit now. Around to 5,000 HRB, and that's all we're doing. Is going to be doing the 2 ups and downs. All right. I like stock better, I think, so I'm going to leave it there. All right. Go down here. I'm going to come back towards the west, headed east right now. Okay. Now I'm going to head into the wind.
Time remaining
Full speed. All right, that should definitely give me my performance run.
The gear is landing flaps.
Okay.
Flaps up. Landing flaps.
Going to be in the grass, but I don't have time to do a go around.
Braking. Cruise mode. Motor chilled out and silent.
All right. Stop. Read. Not bad. 103 mile an hour, straight and level. Okay, start.
Motor hot and ready to burn.
All right, we're reading. Now we're going to go where the wind, what little wind we have, and do a hard dive. See if we can't hit that 120 mile an hour mark.
Flaps up.
Speed is not everything. I mean, it's just kind of a fun thing to know. But it's good to know, you know, what your plane is capable of. All right, takeoff flaps. Here we go.
Flaps up. Retracts tucked away.
All right, going to take it up high.
The gear is down and 1 minute.
All right, going to have to do a gear pass here.
Landing flaps. Braking. Flaps up.
I think that was the most perfect landing of any airplane I've ever had, period. That, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm tooting my own horn. I'm sorry. That was probably the most buttery, smooth landing I've ever had in my life. And unfortunately, we are now out of time. because we got to go. But we'll get the reading. 106, 106, 103, 106. But, oh well. We don't have, this is not a high voltage pack. This is just a regular HRB. 106, and it's actually only had about half a charge. We were just had enough juice in it to go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and check the battery real quick. Actually, I've flown around a couple of times. We were working on camera settings, so it's not really a fresh battery. I think if I had a fresh battery and a SMC high voltage pack in here,
Motor chilled out and silent.
I might be able to get it, maybe get a lighter battery, maybe a 4000 maybe. Let's go ahead and check the battery though. Now I'm going to attach this to the Maiden, so all the settings from the Maiden is exactly going to be the same, nothing changed there. So 37% left, so definitely don't want to go up again. Folks, that right there, and that last landing was, I think that's the best landing I've ever had of any plane ever. And with the light, the sun has just almost breached the horizon now, going down. So I can actually kind of see something interesting I found about this that I didn't notice until just put it in after off the camera and everything. How the light pattern changes when you put the gear up. Okay. All right. Watch these navigation lights and the landing light there on the nose. Right. Okay. Let me come closer to you. But okay, see the wing lights, how the landing lights on the edges of the wings? Watch them. Now they start blinking. Okay, look at the nav lights on the end there. See? Now they're blinking instead. Oh, they were blinking anyways? But still, that's just, I think that's neat. How that, I'd never noticed that before, and I was like, hey, that changes. So, hey, kind of nice. Alrighty. Well, and folks, I can't stress enough about those ball joints, or the ball joint. Make sure all them ball links are, all of them clicked in. I had to click every single one of them all the way in to where they're seated. All right, well, that was a great flight. That was a fun flight, short flight. But like I said, the battery only had about half charge on it. So, but I had just enough to get our speed runs in real quick. So thank you so much for watching. Camera Precious, thank you for filming. God bless y'all. God is good. And don't forget, stay family and friends and Habu XS's. Bye-bye.
Braking.